Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Transportation Committee meeting today on March the 12th. I had to look at my paper to know what day it was. Apologies. Um, we will now start our meeting. Oh, I love when it gets quiet. It reminds me of being in a classroom. Um, this morning we have a pretty hefty agenda. We're going to go through. I just wanted to remind everybody that at this stage in the process, what we have before us is still a work in progress. And all JFS language that exists here are improvements in response to the hearing and testimony that we got. So with that, I will hand the mic over to my co-chair, Senator.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Yeah, we've got a great agenda today, a lot on it, all different pieces pertaining to transportation, boating, rail, roadways. So I'm excited to move these items to the floor. And as my esteemed co-chair mentioned, a vote yes today by no means means a vote yes on the floor, and vice versa, and no vote today. We will be constantly working to improve upon the language we have before us before taking them out on the floor. And everybody knows the legislative process here. We work to build consensus. So that's what we will continue to do. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Senator Wong.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And I want to compliment my fellow co-chairs, the chairs in this committee. It really has been a collaborative process. We may not always agree on everything, but through our constant conversations and the hearings and our public hearing process, as the Good House chairs articulated, a lot of the feedback were incorporated into the bills that we're considering today, and it continues to be a work in progress. But I want to kind of reiterate the fact that this has been a truly a joy to work in this committee with the leadership and with the committee members that have been so engaged that we're going to have a good product when we get to the final floor of the House. But ultimately, a lot of the things we're considering today is a yes or a no vote, but continues to be a work in progress. But it's a work in progress that incorporates so many of the shareholders' viewpoints. And that is one where I'm very, very much proud to be a part of, to be able to have that voice. So I look forward to working with it, but I want to pay my compliments to the chairs and our working and the staff that support us. It's been a very good working process. So thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you so much, Senator Wong. We do have a lot of laughs, that's for sure. Representative Kennedy.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'll reserve my voice and comments for our agenda, but thank you for putting all this together, and thank everyone for being here. We have a lot to talk about today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Rep. Kennedy. Glad to see you feeling at least moderately better and at least 3 seats away.
I need to move.
With that, we are going to move into agenda item 1, SB 774, an act concerning the offering price of a motor vehicle by a car dealer. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second. Moved by Senator Cohen, seconded by Representative Brown. This bill requires car dealers to, a motion to JF to the floor. Apologies. Thank you. Love those reminders. This requires car dealers to include any dealer conveyance fee in the stated price in any advertisement and any selling price the dealer quotes to a prospective buyer, as well as prohibiting car dealers from pre-printing the order of invoice to include any optional fees. This is not based on the federal CARS rule. It was intentionally revised this year to include the fee, but to separately state it. With that, are there any questions? Senator Wong.
Thank you. I want to thank again, as I repeated, it's not a love fest, but it's a practical statement that this is a bill in which the committee leadership had worked very hard to accommodate some of the challenges and input from the dealers. They still don't like it. But nevertheless, I want to acknowledge that there are no caps on this, that it is more of a transparency issue, and that it continues to be a work in listening to all the advocates. I think this is a work in progress. I will flag it as a no moving forward, but I hope that the progress that we made will continue before this bill reaches the Senate floor, and that more engagement and more fine tuning of this bill will get every party to the table. So I will be voting no to flag it and to ask for more input down the road to the final product. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Senator Wong. Are there any other? Representative O'Day?
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. And just to echo what the good ranking member said, I've been on this committee since I started, and it's always been the most bipartisan committee I've been on. And I very much appreciate the comments of the ranking members about how collaborative the both chairs have been in their role. And so I want to say truly thank you, because not every committee is like this. So the fact that you've done this is very much appreciated from the side of the aisle. And I'm going to vote no, but I actually, some of the ideas I have, like I would love to see that they can't pre-print the conveyance fee. It's got to be underlined, and it says in brackets negotiable in bold on every deal so that people know, wait, this is negotiable? Yes. And I also like the idea of a listing at the Consumer Protection Agency on, everybody has to put in what their conveyance fees are at the on a website with consumer protection, so people can look and see, hey, the website says what the conveyance fees are, and they're listed, so they don't have to go to the dealerships to actually see that. So those are a couple things I know the dealerships don't like, but I think help with the transparency. So I'm going to vote no now. Hopefully we can work on it some more, and would love to see some of those things going forward. Thank you very much, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Rep. O'Day. Senator Cohen?
Thank you, Madam Chair. And I appreciate the remarks of my good colleagues. As they both stated, this has been a work in progress over a number of years. This committee initially sought to ban conveyance fees altogether, which is what alerted us to the issue here, which is really an issue of transparency. Despite our best efforts in statute, consumers still don't recognize or realize that they will be charged conveyance fees, potentially at the last minute after working hard to negotiate down the price of a motor vehicle. Suddenly they receive the statement to sign off, and there's an additional $900 on there, and it catches a lot of folks off guard. So since we set out on this committee to combat this issue, we realized what a huge issue it truly is. We're hearing from folks on a regular basis that this has just happened to them. In fact, we've heard from many committee members who were surprised themselves when they went to purchase a new car, not only at these charges, but at the discrepancy or the disparate nature of the charges between dealer to dealer. Sometimes they're $400, sometimes they're $1,200. And again, not completely clear to everybody that these charges are in fact negotiable. Some dealers say they are not, that they are simply passing along the document fee. Some say that they are. Some say that they're very transparent according to state law. However, if you go online and you search for these conveyance fees, it becomes very difficult to find them. They are hidden. And so after several iterations, we've landed on what I think is a very fair proposal, allowing the dealers to continue to charge conveyance as they see fit, as needed for their business, charge those document fees, charge the conveyance fees, but simply put it on the window of the vehicle, put it above the bottom line so that everybody knows that they are in fact negotiable, as Representative O'Day mentioned, that he'd like to see that these be negotiable and that it's very clearly stated. If we have these conveyance fees above that bottom line, There's no question about that. Consumers can go online, look at the price of the motor vehicle and be able to compare apples to apples, and decide, which dealers to go to negotiate and ultimately purchase their motor vehicle. So I'm proud of the work of this committee. I'm particularly proud that we've gotten out there, we've listened to the concerns, both of consumers and the dealers. I'm a little bit disheartened that the dealers haven't come around to this concept because, again, I feel like this is incredibly fair. We're not saying that they can't charge these conveyance fees. We're just trying to make them more transparent for consumers. So again, I urge my colleagues to vote yes today. We will continue to work on this bill, listen to folks, and ultimately hope to get it over the finish line. So thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Senator Cohen. And one thing that I would add to all of the detail that you just enlightened for us is that particularly if you live near one of the other state borders, there are many constituents who have reached out to us who have been more inclined to shop for a car out of state because it is clearer in those states that are on the border. So to do this is going to encourage many of our community car shoppers to stay here in Connecticut, which is obviously a part that we would all want to encourage. Senator Martin. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So I think many of you here know how long this has been going on. And it's one of probably and I've been on this transportation committee since I also arrived. And yes, the bipartisanship and moving bills out of this committee that were worked on together has always been there since I've been on this committee. And I think this bill reflects that type of involvement as well. When the change of the conveyance fee back in 2014 or 2016, it was proposed for a reason. The 100, it was a cap back then. It was Senator Looney's bill, I believe, and he was proposing a $100 maximum fee. And I'm from the free market. That's my mentality. And I really didn't care how much a dealer charged. You want to charge $1,000, you charge $1,000. My concern was for the transparency portion of this, because myself have an experience going into negotiating hard for the price of a vehicle, and I've bought many vehicles. But only to be surprised in some way or form when I got to the back room for the financing portion of this. So when this bill came in front of us for $100, I said, that's not right. I was able to negotiate with Senator Leone at that time to say, listen, free market, I don't care what they charge, but it needs to be transparent. And what came out of that was what we currently have in statute now. Only to find out it was passed, right, along party lines. No, not along party lines. I'm sorry, that's not the right term. It was passed, and that there was a good compromise there, right? So charge what you want, but make it negotiable, the conveyance fee, and make sure you express it. Make sure that it's posted. Is that happening? Yeah, it's unprinted. It's printed on their sales forms. But by the time you get that sales form, you're sort of in the back. It's not discussed in the front. And if it is by chance discussed, if a consumer is knowledgeable, gee, these are by statute negotiable. They're told, depends on where you go, that's not negotiable. Now, are some good players, dealers involved? Yes. Do they negotiate? They may say, well, we're not going to budge. So it's up to the consumer at that point whether or not they are going to continue the process of buying that vehicle. By then, we all know they're emotionally tied to the purchase. They spend a lot of time and energy of negotiating and picking out that car, and then to learn whether it's upfront or in the back room, it's sort of, you're still tied emotionally to the car. I'm glad that this bill's in front of us because it does address my concerns, is that pre-printed portion of, gee, it says non-negotiable, but it's not. Knowing what we decided here in this building years ago was it was going to be expressed, talked to by the salesperson to that consumer that, hey, I'm going to mention it to you that this is negotiable. Is that being done? I'll bet you 99% of the time it is not being done. Now that leaves the pre-printed portion, the written. Do you see our conveyance fees, $900, $600? I don't know. I can only speak to the dealers that I walked in. I see it some in the lobby or the main area, and others, it's only in the back room behind on a little part of their small office in their wall. I'm glad that we're doing this bill. We are making this transparent. And all negotiated items are going to be listed on the floor where you're negotiating. Want the etching? Here is, by the way, here's the conveyance fee. Here's a car. If you want some upgrades, here they are. Bottom line is, underneath the bottom line is the total price of that car, less your down payment, whatever it may be. Now you walk into the back room and your car is being, you're working out the details of the financing. So I like the bill. I like the way what it would look like last year, and unfortunately we weren't able to do it. I hope that this will resolve the conveyance fee. I've spoken with the dealers, mine in my local area last week and at the Capitol, and I asked them, so what's the difference? I don't get it. If you're making money on the conveyance fee, you're still making the money on the conveyance fee. So what is it that we're missing that is taking money away from you? I don't get it. Didn't get an answer. So just feel that this is a good bill. I'm going to be voting for it. Sorry to take up so much time, but had I not been involved in what took place in 2016, whenever it was, I wouldn't be speaking like this here today. But I was the part of the brokering of what was going to be $100 for a conveyance fee. That was the cap. We got rid of the cap. We are hoping that the dealers would take this to heart. Some of them have, but every year we're talking about and hearing stories about people, what's a surprise that they have when they realize, gee, it's $700, whatever it is. So hopefully this resolves the issue. So thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you so much, Senator Martin, and thank you for your advocacy and the work that you've done on this in the past. We do very much appreciate it. Seeing no further comments, Mr. Clerk, would you please call the roll?
This is a roll call vote for Senate Bill number 774, an act concerning the offering price of a motor vehicle by a car dealer. The motion is to JF to the floor. Senator Cohen.
Senator Cohen votes yes.
Senator Berger-Dravallo.
Rep. Berger-Dravallo votes yes.
Senator Lopes. Representative Brown. Senator Wong.
Senator Huang votes no.
Representative Kennedy.
Kennedy votes no.
Representative Anderson.
Yes.
Representative Arzeno.
Rep. Arzeno votes yes.
Representative Blumenthal. Representative Bronco. Senator Cabrera. Representative Callahan.
Callahan votes no.
Representative Carney. Representative Collins Maine.
Representative Collins Maine votes yes.
Representative Concepcion.
Representative Concepcion votes yes.
Senator Fazio. Representative Farrar.
Yes.
Representative Fasino. Senator Gadkar Wilcox. Representative Carol Hall. Representative Joshua Hall, Representative Jacobson, Representative Mara, Senator Martin,
Yes.
Representative McCarthy Vahey, Representative Morin Bello,
Yes.
Senator Needleman, Representative O'Day, Senator Austin,
Senator Austin votes in the affirmative.
Representative Reyes,
Representative Reyes in the affirmative.
Representative Rosario, Representative Sims,
Representative Sims votes in the affirmative.
Representative Smith, Representative Turco,
Yes.
Representative Zawistowski,
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Votes will be held open after the meeting. We will determine what time, depending on what time we get done here. Moving on to agenda item number 2, SB 714, an act restoring service on the Shoreline East Rail Line. This is a straight JF to the floor. Do I have a motion? Moved by Senator Cohen, seconded by Rep. Brown. This just requires DOT by July 1st of 2025 to restore Shoreline East service to the same level as before COVID-19 related reductions. Do we have any discussion? Senator Cohen.
Thank you, Madam Chair. It's no secret that I'm a proponent of Shoreline East. I represent a community that this line serves. And unfortunately hasn't served well over the past several years, particularly since the COVID-19 pandemic. We need to get the line moving again. We need full restoration in order to see ridership return. We've already seen a return of ridership by enhancing service slightly. We were able to get a $5 million infusion into the line last session, and I was proud of the work done by coordinating with the Department of Transportation as well as riders and the Transportation Council to make sure that service was restored to the areas most needed. How could we maximize that $5 million for our riders? There's now a new through train from New London to Stamford, and folks are really beginning to come back. It takes a lot of work and effort. Schedules have changed dramatically since the pandemic. We're seeing less riders on Mondays and Fridays. And so, schedules across the board have needed to change. But I'm so proud of the work that we've done here in the legislature on this committee in enhancing rail service, and also of the work of our Department of Transportation, who has been so committed to rail projects across the state of Connecticut to really enhance efficiency, improve connectivity. The benefits of rail are endless. I know I'm preaching to the choir here, but obviously huge environmental benefits, huge economic benefits in terms of connecting people with places of work, and certainly economic benefits in terms of less wear and tear on our roadways. If we want to improve traffic conditions, we need folks to be committed to taking public transit. And we want to continue to enhance public transportation options across the state of Connecticut. This bill will do that by restoring service back to pre-pandemic levels on Shoreline East. We've seen a tremendous commitment from the communities which Shoreline East services in terms of housing and transit-oriented development. And that will continue to improve as we build out rail. And so I'm a huge proponent, in case anybody was wondering, of this piece of legislation before us today. And I urge my colleagues to vote yes. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Senator Cohen. I actually would like to add, once again, to all of your enlightening detail, even for those of us who are not on the Shoreline East Rail, what we do here can and should be a model for what we do in the future with other lines. So each of us is touched by rail in some way or hopes to be. And in future rail projects and expansions, if we start getting it right here, this can be a model for that. So thank you for that. Senator Wong.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And I want to compliment my Senate chair. She has truly been a champion, and you humble yourself by saying that you didn't do enough, but you did. But that being said, I think COVID really put a damper in regards to our mass transit system as an overall, and many of the system have recovered, except what the cuts were made to Shoreline East. And I think in a truly bipartisan collaborative and a statewide affirmation that rail and mass transit services is supported by all of us. Shoreline East is one that is getting the attention in this bill, but I want to compliment the leadership and this committee as a whole to support mass transit and rail services. As a following bill would detail, is that we support all the rail lines in hopes that they increase their service, increase efficiency, and get people to point A and point B safely, efficiently, and effectively. So I strongly support this system. But the only thing I would add, in addition to what we do as a service, I think it's also important that our municipalities and the ridership understand how important it is to support mass transit and rail services. Without their input, we're only doing a part of the lifting in the state of Connecticut. So to build a robust system, we need to build one that is reliable, constant, that people can depend on for quality of life, but also for business efficiency. So again, this is only a part of the team that we're bringing forth, but I would encourage our municipalities and the mass community support our mass transit and get cars off the road and reduce carbon emissions in our environment. So thank you very much, and thank you to the advocacy of Chairman in the Senate for Shoreline East.
Thank you, Senator Wong. Rep. Kennedy.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And thank you, Senator Cohen, for your passion on this bill and for the Shoreline East Rail. It's certainly a wonderful rail. There's a lot of sites to visit when you go into that end of the state with Mystic and in London. And so this restoration certainly would be a positive, I would think. But just a backstory, how Shoreline East kind of came about was way back when it was, I won't say established, but when the Q Bridge was going under considerable construction, it enhanced it, and it really truly had a lot of ridership on it, and then it fell off after that. As I went through the testimony, I mean, certainly it is very supported, but we need to hopefully get the riders back on board because so much has changed, as you said, since COVID. So, and I just have one question through you, Madam Chair. Do we know an estimated cost, what the fiscal would be at this point? Do we have a cost on this?
I can defer to our resident expert on this, Senator Cohen.
Thank you.
We don't have our fiscal note on this at this point. We know that this is going to need to move eventually to appropriations, but we estimate it's probably around $25 million.
Okay, because some of the costs I see, because we've seen this for a while, we're in the 33 million, but when we get the fiscal note, I think we'll be better off on it. But it certainly is worthy of it, and I just hope we can get the ridership to where we want it to be to make this be effective and sufficient. So I will support this today out of committee, and hopefully we'll have some fiscal numbers when it gets called on the floor. So thank you, Madam Chair.
Yes, and through you, Madam Chair, the good ranking member is correct that the original estimates were around $30 million. We did receive $5 million last session, and that's been accounted for in the current budget.
Rep. O'Day.
Thank you. I've never told this to this committee before, but my nickname used to be T-Train because I love taking the train. When I was going to school, I took the Amtrak from Philadelphia up to Rhode Island, and so I love taking the train. I am concerned about the costs. The other concern I had is this had the highest subsidy. My understanding was somewhere between 100 and 150 per ride. Is that still, do we know that number?
Senator Cohen?
Thank you, Madam Chair, and through you to the good representative. That's correct. The subsidy went up post-COVID. Prior to the COVID-19 pandemic, it was much lower. And, you know, ridership decreased substantially. This is the only line that did not see restoration of service, any restoration of service until last session when we secured the $5 million. So the subsidy has changed significantly and has continued to go up as a result. We're hoping that as we bring back service, we will see that subsidy decline.
So I'm going to vote for it out of committee. I've changed my mind on it. I am concerned about the cost. Maybe we can put a toll on the Gold Star Bridge to pay for the subsidies that are going on. But no, just that's just clearly a joke.
I'm just letting you know we are not laughing.
But thank you very much, Madam Chair.
Thank you, T-Train. Seeing no further discussion, Mr. Clerk, would you please call the roll?
This is a roll call vote on Senate Bill 714, an act restoring service on the Shoreline East rail line. The motion is to JF to the floor. Senator Cohen.
Senator Cohen votes yes.
Representative Berger-Gervalo.
Rep. Berger-Gervalo votes yes.
Senator Lopes.
Senator Lopes votes yes.
Representative Brown. Senator Wong.
Senator Huang votes yes.
Representative Kennedy.
Kennedy votes yes.
Representative Anderson.
Yes.
Representative Arzeno.
Arseno votes yes.
Representative Blumenthal. Representative Bronco. Senator Cabrera. Representative Callahan.
Callahan, yes.
Representative Carney. Representative Collins Maine.
Collins Maine votes yes.
Representative Concepcion.
Representative Concepcion votes yes.
Senator Fazio. Representative Farrar.
Yes.
Representative Fazzino. Senator Gadkar Wilcox. Representative Carol Hall. Representative Joshua Hall. Representative Jacobson. Representative Mara. Senator Martin. Representative McCarthy Vahey. Representative Morin-Bello.
Yes.
Senator Needleman. Representative O'Day.
Yes.
Senator Austin.
Senator Austin votes in the affirmative.
Representative Reyes. Representative Rosario.
Representative Rosario in the affirmative.
Representative Sims.
Representative Sims in the affirmative.
Representative Smith. Representative Turco.
Yes.
Representative Zawistowski.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Moving on to item number 3. Boy, we're really tearing through this. SB 1081, an act concerning an economic study on areas surrounding the Mohegan Pequot Bridge. Straight JF to the floor. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Senator Austin, seconded by Senator Wong. This bill was brought to us by, directly by committee membership and supported by others within both chambers. It requires DECD and DOT commissioners to jointly commission an economic study on the areas surrounding the Mohegan Pequot Bridge to determine if the capacity adequately serves the areas, especially in light of all of the new development that is happening there. This specifies what the study must contain, including whether the bridge allows safe and convenient traffic flow, will be impacted by certain projects in the area, for example, the Great Wolf Lodge, and accommodates loads not allowed to travel on the Gold Star Memorial Bridge, and requires DOT and DECD to report findings and any recommendations on rehabbing the bridge by July 1st, 2026. Is there any discussion?
Let's vote.
I think that's all the discussion that we needed. I think that we're very clear. With that, Mr. Clerk, would you please call the roll?
This is a roll call vote on Senate Bill 1081, an act concerning an economic study on areas surrounding the Mohican Pequot Bridge. The motion is to JF to the floor. Senator Cohen,
Senator Cohen votes yes.
Representative Burgers-Ravallo,
Rep. Burgers-Ravallo votes yes.
Senator Lopes,
Senator Lopes votes yes.
Representative Brown, Senator Wong,
Senator Huang votes yes.
Representative Kennedy,
Kennedy votes yes.
Representative Anderson,
Yes.
Representative Arzeno,
Arseno votes yes.
Representative Blumenthal,
Yes.
Representative Bronco, Senator Cabrera, Representative Callahan,
Callahan, yes.
Representative Carney, Representative Collins Maine,
Collins Maine votes yes.
Representative Concepcion,
Representative Concepcion votes yes.
Senator Fazio, Representative Farrar,
Yes.
Representative Fazzino,
Yes.
Senator Gadkar Wilcox, Representative Carol Hall, Representative Joshua Hall, Representative Jacobson, Representative Mara, Senator Martin, Representative McCarthy Vahey, Representative Morin Bello,
Yes.
Senator Needleman, Representative O'Day, Senator Austin,
Senator Austin votes in the affirmative.
Representative Reyes, Representative Rosario,
Representative Rosario in the affirmative.
Representative Sims,
Representative Sims in the affirmative.
Representative Smith, Representative Turco,
Yes.
Representative Zawistowski,
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Moving on to item number 4. I take back my sarcasm about moving quickly on the last one. House Bill 7057, an act concerning the installation of sound barriers by the Department of Transportation. JF to the floor. Already moved by Senator Wong. Do I have a second? Seconded by Rep. Farrar. Okay, so this bill requires DOT by October 1st of 2025 to develop a schedule to fund noise barrier construction for certain projects based on the priority list that was developed in previous legislation, and to fund noise barrier construction according to this schedule. This also requires the DOT to publish the schedule and status of each noise barrier construction project on its website. This was brought to us by multiple members of this committee. This is a bipartisan bill for sure. And I would imagine there's probably some comment on it waiting. I am really appreciating Senator Austin today. Mr. Clerk, would you please call the roll? You will notice that I put today at the end of that sentence. Mr. Clerk, would you please call the roll?
This is a roll call vote for House Bill number 7057, an act concerning the installation of sound barriers by the Department of Transportation. The motion is to JF to the floor. Senator Cohen,
Senator Cohen votes yes.
Representative Berger Gervalo,
Rep. Berger Gervalo votes yes.
Senator Lopes,
Senator Lopes votes yes.
Representative Brown, Senator Wong,
Senator Huang votes yes.
Representative Kennedy,
Kennedy votes yes.
Representative Anderson,
Yes.
Representative Arzeno,
Arseno votes yes.
Representative Blumenthal, Representative Bronco, Senator Cabrera, Representative Callahan,
Callahan, yes.
Representative Carney, Representative Collins Maine,
Rep. Collins, Maine, yes.
Representative Concepcion,
Representative Concepcion votes yes.
Senator Fazio, Representative Farrar,
Yes.
Representative Fazzino,
Yes.
Senator Gadkar Wilcox, Representative Carol Hall, Representative Joshua Hall, Representative Jacobson, Representative Mara, Senator Martin, Representative McCarthy Vahey, Representative Morin Bello,
Yes.
Senator Needleman, Representative O'Day, Senator Austin,
Votes in the affirmative.
Representative Reyes, Representative Rosario,
Representative Rosario in the affirmative.
Representative Sims,
Representative Sims votes in the affirmative.
Representative Smith, Representative Turco,
Yes.
Representative Zawistowski,
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. We are going to.
May I vote, please? Representative Reyes in the affirmative.
absolutely.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. We are going to hold item number 5, moving on to number 6, House Bill 5240, an act requiring the placement of traffic cones around certain landscaping vehicles when parked on a public highway. This is a JF to the floor. Do I have a motion? Moved by Senator Cohen, seconded by Representative Morin Bello. This simply requires people who park a trailer used for landscaping purposes to place traffic cones around the trailer in a manner consistent with the Manual of Uniform Traffic Control Devices and makes violations an infraction. Is there any discussion? Seeing none. This is where I will remind my colleagues that we could have had a consent calendar. Mr. Clerk, would you please call the roll?
This is a roll call vote. This is a roll call vote on House Bill number 5240, an act requiring the placement of traffic cones around certain landscaping vehicles when parked on a public highway, and the motion is to JF to the floor. Senator Cohen,
Senator Cohen votes yes.
Representative Berger Gervalo,
Rep. Berger Gervalo votes yes.
Senator Lopes,
Senator Lopes votes yes.
Representative Brown, Senator Wong,
Senator Huang votes yes.
Representative Kennedy,
Kennedy votes yes.
Representative Anderson,
Yes.
Representative Arzeno,
Arseno votes yes.
Representative Blumenthal, Representative Bronco, Senator Cabrera, Representative Callahan,
Callahan votes yes.
Representative Carney, Representative Collins Maine,
Representative Collins Maine votes yes.
Representative Concepcion,
Representative Concepcion votes yes.
Senator Fazio, Representative Farrar,
Yes.
Representative Fazino,
Yes.
Senator Gadkar Wilcox, Representative Carol Hall, Representative Joshua Hall, Representative Jacobson, Representative Mara, Senator Martin, Representative McCarthy Vahey, Representative Morinbello,
Yes.
Senator Needleman, Representative O'Day,
Yes.
Senator Austin,
Senator Austin votes in the affirmative.
Representative Reyes,
Representative Reyes in the affirmative.
Representative Rosario,
Representative
Representative
Rosario in the affirmative.
Representative Sims,
Representative Sims votes in the affirmative.
Representative Smith, Representative Turco,
Yes.
Representative Zawistowski,
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Moving on to item number 7, House Bill 6861, an act implementing the recommendations of the Connecticut Airport Authority regarding unmanned aircraft and the projection of a laser at an aircraft or the flight path of an aircraft. This is a JFS to the floor. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Senator Cohen, seconded by Representative Kennedy. This bill simply prohibits intentionally projecting a laser on or at an aircraft or its flight path, with the exception of a U.S. or state armed forces or police officer performing official duties. It makes violations a Class A misdemeanor. And the only difference from the original bill is it simply removes the section where we already enacted, section that we already enacted in the recent ESERT. Is there any? Rep Kennedy.
Thank you, Madam Chair. How is this going to be enforced? Who would be responsible? That the CAA? Who's the enforcement on this?
There is nothing in the bill language at the
didn't
moment
see
that
that.
about enforcement. Yeah.
Thank you.
Any further questions or comments? Mr. Clerk, would you please call the roll?
This is a roll call vote on House Bill 6861, an act implementing the recommendations of the Connecticut Airport Authority regarding unmanned aircraft and the projection of a laser at an aircraft or the flight path of an aircraft. The motion is to JFS to the floor. Senator Cohen,
Senator Cohen votes yes.
Representative Berger-Gervalo,
Rep. Berger-Gervalo votes yes.
Senator Lopes,
Senator Lopes votes yes.
Representative Brown, Senator Wong,
Senator Huang votes yes.
Representative Kennedy,
Kennedy votes yes.
Representative Anderson,
Yes.
Representative Arzeno,
Arseno votes yes.
Representative Blumenthal, Representative Bronco, Senator Cabrera, Representative Callahan,
Callahan votes yes.
Representative Carney, Representative Collins, Maine.
Rep. Collins, Maine votes yes.
Representative Concepcion.
Representative Concepcion votes yes.
Senator Fazio. Representative Farrar.
Yes.
Senator Gadkar Wilcox. Representative Carol Hall. Representative Joshua Hall. Representative Jacobson. Representative Mara. Senator Martin. Representative McCarthy Vahey. Representative Morin Bello.
Yes.
Senator Needleman. Representative O'Day.
Yes.
Senator Austin.
Votes in the affirmative.
Representative Reyes.
Representative Reyes in the affirmative.
Representative Rosario.
Affirmative.
Representative Sims.
Representative Sims in the affirmative.
Representative Smith. Representative Turco.
Yes.
Representative Zawistowski.
Mr. Clerk, Representative Fazino votes yes as well. I don't believe mine was locked. Thank you.
I did take your vote down. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Moving on to item number 8, SB 1242, an act funding small harbor improvement projects. JFS to the floor. Do I have a motion? Moved by Senator Cohen, seconded by Senator Wong. So this bill codifies the Connecticut Port Authority's existing Small Harbor Improvement Project Program, which will from this point forward be referred to as SHIP, which CPA established administratively to distribute bond funds. It sets parameters for distributing grants to small harbors, which are harbors that are not under the CPA's authority, including requiring that SHIP give priority to municipalities' projects, allows CPA to provide reimbursement for dredging projects that it approved or that it began before the funds were dispersed due to time considerations impacting the low flow of commerce, or the flow of commerce rather, requires funds from an existing $20 million CPA GO bond authorization for small harbors to be deposited in the SHIP account, and eliminates auto allocation language to make it a regular bond authorization. It allows an existing Port Authority bond authorization for port, harbor, and marina improvements to also be used to provide reimbursements for dredging projects at small harbors. The difference in the language from the original bill is that it adds language to codify SHIP and makes the conforming change to Section 1. Is there any discussion? Senator Cohen.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just wanted to make note of the importance of this bill. It contemplates not only the importance of the Small Harbor Improvement Program, both from an economic standpoint as well as a recreation standpoint. It also contemplates the timeliness required for dredging. And I think those are two key points. While the SHIP program for folks like myself who represent shoreline communities where dredging is incredibly important, recognize the significance of the SHIP grant program, I don't know how widely recognized it is across the state, and codifying the program is helpful for municipalities who operate marinas, but it's also helpful for our privately run marinas now, as included in this piece of legislation before us. We're working closely with municipal government along the shoreline, those marinas, small harbor commissions, but also working with the Port Authority and the new director there, and making sure that we can make this legislation as efficient as possible to ensure the free flow of commerce, particular to vessels in the state of Connecticut. Thank you so much, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Madam Co-Chair. Senator Wong.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I want to echo the sentiments that was shared by the Senate Chair. as I also represent coastal communities. But this is not only a quality of life consideration, but it's an economic as well as a environmental sensitivity factor. I think this bill, and I'm extremely positive about it in the sense that it gives priority to municipal projects and dredging, in addition to marinas and small harbors. I think that was an intent of this legislative body to affirm that our municipality should take precedent, and this bill codifies that. I think the second part is to acknowledge that those municipalities or projects that were proactive before the passage of this bill would be considered for funding support. The only question I have for the chair of this committee is in changing it from a auto allocation language to make it a regular general obligation bond as the ranking member on the general obligation. Would it mean that it has to go through annual renewal and consideration rather the auto allocation that existed in the past? I did have some reservation with it, but it also accommodates that it could go beyond the auto allocation of 20 million should increases occur, would demand when climate change initiatives and weather patterns dictate. Would that be? I just wanted to be able to kind of offer that explanation for legislative intent.
Senator Cohen, would you like to answer that?
Yes, thank you, and through you, Madam Chair. Yes, to answer your question, the auto allocation would be removed, which means that to seek further funding or replenishment of funds in the account, it would need to go through the bond commission. There is currently this $20 million in an auto allocation account. Unfortunately, that has not been drawn down. I'm not sure the reason for that, but I suspect, an auto allocation is difficult in terms of approval processes. So this would require that each tranche be approved by the bond commission, and then the Port Authority would have the authority to distribute grants based on their parameters set forth through SHIP.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I wanted to raise that as a point of conversation moving forward. I think there are some municipalities that like the auto allocation perspective into our budget, particularly with difficult budgetary cycles that may go ebb and flow. So I hope that there will be a further conversation as this bill moves forward to consider that funding mechanism. It is an important part as we move forward to ensure that those projects that are needed, critically needed, get the proper needs, because we have seen bonding allocations get stuck from the executive branch in releasing. So the auto allocation, sometimes it's comforting to know the money's there. So I hope that we'll have further conversation with the necessary funding and bonding capacities to say, how can we have the best of both worlds, perhaps? But I'll be supporting of this because of the points that I made and echoing the sentiment of the Senate Chair. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Senator Wong. Seeing no further discussion, Mr. Clerk, would you please call the roll?
This is a roll call vote on Senate Bill number 1242. An act funding small harbor improvement projects, and the motion is to JFS to the floor. Senator Cohen.
Senator Cohen votes yes.
Representative Berger Drevalo.
Rep. Berger Drevalo votes yes.
Senator Lopes.
Senator Lopes votes yes.
Representative Brown. Senator Wong.
Senator Huang votes yes.
Representative Kennedy.
Kennedy votes yes.
Representative Anderson.
Yes.
Representative Arzeno.
Arseno votes yes.
Representative Blumenthal. Representative Bronco. Senator Cabrera. Representative Callahan.
Callahan, yes.
Representative Carney.
Rep. Carney votes yes.
Representative Collins Maine.
Collins Maine votes yes.
Representative Concepcion.
Representative Concepcion votes yes.
Senator Fazio. Representative Farrar.
Yes.
Representative Fazino. Senator Gadkar Wilcox. Representative Carol Hall. Representative Joshua Hall. Representative Jacobson. Representative Mara. Senator Martin.
Yes.
Representative McCarthy Vahey. Representative Morin Bello.
Yes.
Senator Needleman. Representative O'Day. Senator Austin.
Senator Austin votes in the affirmative.
Representative Reyes.
Representative Reyes in the affirmative.
Representative Rosario.
Representative Rosario in the affirmative.
Representative Sims.
Representative Sims in the affirmative.
Representative Smith. Representative Turco.
Yes.
Representative Zawistowski.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Moving on to item number 9, House Bill 7059, an act concerning Connecticut Rail. This is a JFS to the floor. Do I have a motion?
Second.
Moved by Senator Wong, seconded by Senator Cohen. So this bill is another one of our bipartisan masterpieces. It requires DOT to study the feasibility of operating hybrid trains on the Metro North Danbury branch line and expanding this line to include New Milford. The DOT must report on its findings and recommendations to the Transportation Committee by February 1st of 2026. And it requires DOT to include any budget requests from the Connecticut Public Transportation Council in the estimate of expenditures that the department must submit in September of even-numbered years and create a separate webpage on its website for information the council submits, including the council's meeting schedule, agendas, minutes, reporting, and resources. Any changes that were made to this were all part of the informational hearing with the council, the additions rather. And I would like to note that I believe every single member of every delegation that the rail up from Danbury through New Milford touches, I think they all signed on to this bill. So again, the only difference is that we removed provisions on funding the New Haven line, train crew size, hot box detectors, and commercial freight rail bonding, and we added the Connecticut Public Transportation Council provision. Is there any further discussion? Senator Wong.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And this indeed is a consistency, as I shared earlier. As we support a Shoreline East as a committee, we're making an effort to support all rail initiatives. But you're right. You mentioned that the bipartisan House members all advocated within their district. But I want to acknowledge Senator Harding, who advocated strongly for his district communities to have that rail opportunity. So this is a study to find the feasibility. Obviously, it's only the beginning of a very arduous road to making it feasible. And the study of hybrid trains is also another area of interest in our consideration as a committee for the last mile. For robust community engagement. I think the second big part of this bill that I'm very proud to be part of, and it's a result of acknowledging the Connecticut Public Transportation Council. When we had the informational engagement, we were able to learn new things about some of the challenges that they had in advocating for consumer transportation. And as a result of that, this committee made the initiative to offer these kind of considerations in this bill. So this is a bill in which it's collaborative, but it also reaffirms our commitment as a committee to transportation efficiency. So I want to thank the committee leadership for nominating this bill and look forward to voting for it. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Senator Wong. Looks like online, Rep. Callahan.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and I apologize for not being there in person. I do really appreciate all the co-sponsors of the bill, anyone where this rail line would touch, and then many others. So I do concur with Senator Wong that moving rail forward in Connecticut is going to be a big step for economic development. And I know this is only a small step forward, but hopefully we can get some good committee support here and move it forward through the House and the Senate this year. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Callahan. Seeing no other comments, Mr. Clerk, would you please call the roll?
This is a roll call vote on House Bill number 7059, an act concerning Connecticut Rail. The motion is to JFS to the floor. Senator Cohen,
Senator Cohen votes yes.
Representative Berger Gervalo,
Berger Gervalo votes yes.
Senator Lopes, Representative Brown, Senator Wong,
Senator Huang votes yes.
Representative Kennedy,
Kennedy votes yes.
Representative Anderson,
Yes.
Representative Arzeno,
Representative votes yes.
Representative Blumenthal, Representative Bronco, Senator Cabrera, Representative Callahan,
Callahan, yes.
Representative Carney,
Carney votes yes.
Representative Collins Maine,
Representative Collins Maine votes yes.
Representative Concepcion,
Representative Concepcion votes yes.
Senator Fazio, Representative Farrar,
Yes.
Representative Fazino, Senator Gadkar Wilcox, Representative Carol Hall, Representative Joshua Hall, Representative Jacobson, Representative Mara, Senator Martin, Representative McCarthy Vahey, Representative Morin Bello,
Yes.
Senator Needleman, Representative O'Day, Senator Austin, Representative Reyes,
Representative Reyes in the affirmative.
Representative Rosario,
Representative Rosario in the affirmative.
Representative Sims,
Representative Sims in the affirmative.
Representative Smith, Representative Turco,
Yes.
Representative Zawistowski,
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Moving on to item number 10, House Bill 5766, an act increasing the penalty for subsequent offenses of parking in front of a fire hydrant. JFS to the floor. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Senator Cohen, seconded by Senator Wong. So this bill is already by law, vehicles are not allowed to remain stationary within 10 feet of any fire hydrant, and violations are infractions. This bill establishes a fine of up to $200 for subsequent violations. Pretty straightforward. The only difference from the original bill is some technical changes, the judicial branch and how they record in response to testimony is really the detail there. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, Mr. Clerk, would you please call the roll?
This is a roll call vote on House Bill number 5766, an act increasing the penalty for subsequent offenses of parking in front of a fire hydrant. The motion is to JFS to the floor. Senator Cohen,
Senator Cohen votes yes.
Representative Berger Gervalo,
Berger Gervalo votes yes.
Senator Lopes,
Senator Lopes votes yes.
Representative Brown, Senator Wong,
Senator Huang votes yes.
Representative Kennedy,
Kennedy votes yes.
Representative Anderson,
Yes.
Representative Arzeno,
Arzeno votes yes.
Representative Blumenthal, Representative Bronco, Senator Cabrera, Representative Callahan,
Callahan, yes.
Representative Carney.
Carney votes yes.
Representative Collins, Maine.
Rep. Collins, Maine votes yes.
Representative Concepcion.
Representative Concepcion votes yes.
Senator Fazio. Representative Farrar.
Yes.
Representative Fazzino.
Yes.
Senator Gadkar Wilcox. Representative Carol Hall. Representative Joshua Hall. Representative Jacobson. Representative Mara. Senator Martin.
There goes my parking spot. Yes.
Representative McCarthy Vahey. Representative Morin Bello.
Yes.
Senator Needleman. Representative O'Day. Senator Austin. Representative Reyes. Representative Rosario.
Rosario in the affirmative.
Representative Sims.
Representative Sims in the affirmative.
Representative Smith. Representative Turco.
Yes.
Representative Zawistowski.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Moving on to item number 11, HB 7058, an act concerning automated traffic enforcement safety devices. This is a JFS to the floor. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Senator Cohen, seconded by Representative Smith. So this bill requires DOT to develop a plan to expand speed camera use on highways and report legislative recommendations to the Transportation Committee by February of 2026. And it also specifies that revenue from municipal speed and red light cameras may be used to reimburse speed or red light camera vendors for designing, installing, and operating the cameras. As under existing law, these funds may also be used to improve transportation mobility, invest in transportation infrastructure improvements, and pay costs associated with using speed and red light cameras. Difference from the original bill, it simply makes a minor change to clarify that municipal costs of using speed cameras includes but are not limited to vendor reimbursement. Is there discussion? Senator Wong.
Just very quickly, and the traffic safety issue is always paramount in this committee. One of the questions that I wanted to clarify that this bill clarifies and defines even more emphatically that these funds are to be used for traffic safety and enhancements and not into any particular general fund spending. I just want to make that clear because I anticipate the challenge and the question in regards to a revenue source for these speed cameras. There's always been a question of that. I want to reiterate from this committee's perspective in this bill language, any potential revenue, as we've had in a public hearing engagement with the commissioner of DOT, is that it is to go back to roadway safety and not into any of the general funds. And I think I wanted to be able to make that legislative intent explicit in case struggles in budgetary sessions necessitate taking money from that. This bill prohibits that. Would that be correct through you, Madam Chair?
That is correct. And as you know, we have worked very hard to make very clear the language that this is never meant to be a generator of revenue. Rather, this is strictly about improving safety. Representative O'Day at T-Train.
Yeah, just want to thank you, the committee, for raising this. I have historically been opposed to this, but I will tell you, as I told then Senator Coleman years ago when we put required body cams for police officers, I was against them when they first came in, and I was wrong then. And I think I was wrong when I was opposing this legislation previously, because we've seen our roadways get more deadly and more deadly. And I do believe in hearing the testimony that these will save lives, putting these up and spreading them around. So I thank the good chairs and ranking members for moving this forward, and I'm enthusiastically supportive. So thank you.
Thank you very much for that, Representative O'Day. Representative Anderson?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just first a question. When someone gets it, when the ticket is issued based on a speed camera, who gets the ticket? If there are 2 or more on the registration?
It is not specified. Quite frankly, I've wondering about 2 people on a registration.
So we all certainly want to make our roads safer. I just have concerns, and I voted against this when it was on the floor. Was it last year? I'm not sure, the year before. Constitutional concerns about who gets the ticket and not be able to prove who's driving the car. And I'd have privacy concerns if we expand on that with facial recognition. So as much as I want to help the municipalities, I'm very wary of the part of this bill that explores expanding speed cameras. Thank you, Madam
Thank
Chair.
you, Rep. Anderson. I do want to remind that the penalty on this is viewed in the same manner as a parking ticket would be. It is not directly to it is not a violation, a moving violation for the person who is potentially driving the car, because that's not a provable piece. Are there, Rep. Rosario?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Question, if I may?
You may.
Who selects the location of where these automated enforcement cameras are placed?
As was determined 2 years ago, the municipality submits a plan to DOT, and DOT will approve this or not.
And it's based on crash data, enforcement, local police?
All of those things. Yes, those are included in the application.
Okay, I will vote yes to get it out of committee, but again, I'm just afraid that it's gonna end up in urban neighborhoods. And I understand the traffic safety of it all, but I also don't want it to be disproportionately impacting communities like mine. So I will be voting yes out of committee, but we'll definitely like to work more on this.
I appreciate that. Thank you, Rep. Rosario. And I also want to ensure you that the same protections that were in place when we passed this on a smaller scale will remain so, because the goal is to also to avoid that as well. Rep. Moran-Bello.
Thank you, Chair. I too had concerns. I had a constituent that expressed concerns that what if his child was driving his vehicle and then the ticket goes to him. And when I looked into it, these are issued at the town level, so there is an appeals process. It would take time and effort to do that, but if somebody else is driving your vehicle and gets the ticket goes to you, there is a way to appeal that and throw your child under the bus, I suppose. But there is a way to make sure that that ticket isn't in your name, and for that reason, I'm comfortable with this legislation because we do have that appeal process.
Thank you, Rep. Moran-Bello. Any other discussion? Hesitant discussion? Rep. Kennedy.
Sorry, I have a quick question. I didn't see it when I looked at the bill. Just for clarification, if someone's driving a rental car, does the person, who pays that bill? And I think that came up when we had this discussion a few years ago. Can you refresh my
Yes,
memory how
so that
works?
goes through, just as it would with an Easy Pass or anything else, it goes through the rental company, and the rental company chooses how they handle that. Thank you for that question. Seeing no further discussion, Mr. Clerk, would you please call the roll?
This is a roll call vote on House Bill number 7058, an act concerning automated traffic enforcement safety devices. The motion is to JFS to the floor. Senator Cohen.
Senator Cohen votes yes.
Representative Berger-Dravallo.
Berger-Dravallo votes yes.
Senator Lopes.
Senator Lopes votes yes.
Representative Brown. Senator Wong.
Senator Huang votes yes.
Representative Kennedy.
Kennedy votes yes.
Representative Anderson.
No.
Representative Arzeno.
Arseno, yes.
Representative Blumenthal. Representative Bronco. Senator Cabrera. Representative Callahan.
Callahan, yes.
Representative Carney.
Carney votes yes.
I'm sorry, I have to be able to see you on Zoom. Can you vote again, Representative Carney?
Carney votes yes.
Thank you. Representative Collins, Maine.
Collins Maine votes yes.
Representative Concepcion.
Representative Concepcion votes yes.
Senator Fazio. Representative Farrar.
Yes.
Representative Fazzino. Senator Gadkar Wilcox. Representative Carol Hall. Representative Joshua Hall. Representative Jacobson. Representative Mara. Senator Martin. Representative McCarthy Vahey. Representative Morin Bello.
Yes.
Senator Needleman. Representative O'Day. Senator Austin. Representative Reyes. Representative Rosario.
Representative Rosario in the affirmative.
Representative Sims. Representative Smith. Representative Turco.
Yes.
Representative Zawistowski.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. That does conclude the votes for the day. Agenda item number 4. Our next meeting will be next Wednesday, March 19th at 11 a.m. Everybody have a wonderful, wild day. Oh, sorry, we are holding the votes open until 2:30. We just determined. Yes. And now we are adjourned.
Mr. Clerk?
Recess.
And so
Brown's
I
missing
do
all
have
the
issue
doors
with
from
the engineering firm that got this set in, because I don't know.
Hi, I'm gonna go in order here that the hands are raised. Representative Rosario.
Yes.
And then maybe they thought of a different plan. forward, but-
You only missed the first one, which is Senate Bill 774, an act concerning the offering price of a motor vehicle by a car dealer.
Said he would.
In the affirmative.
Affirmative?
Yes.
Okay.
Good. Let's do it.
Let me just make sure you're all set elsewhere.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right, you are all set. Those are all your votes.
Thank you, Sam. Have a great afternoon.
You too.
The new diner on Madison Ave?
Okay, Representative Carney,
Yeah, you said.
Carney's missing 1 through 7.
1 through 7, okay.
Oh, I don't.
All right, Senate Bill 774, an act concerning the offering price of a motor vehicle by a car dealer.
No.
Senate Bill 714, an act restoring service on the Shoreline East Rail Line.
Yes.
Senate Bill 1081, an act Senate Bill 1081, an act concerning an economic study on the areas surrounding the Mohegan Pequot Bridge.
Yes.
House Bill 7057, an act concerning the installation of sound barriers by the Department of Transportation.
Yes.
We held on number 5. And then House Bill number 5240, an act requiring the placement of traffic cones around certain landscaping vehicles when parked on a public highway.
Yes.
House Bill number 6861, an act implementing the recommendations of the Connecticut Airport Authority regarding unmanned aircraft and the projection of a laser at an aircraft or the flight path of an aircraft.
Yes.
You are all set from there.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, Representative Sims, I think you only missed one.
I'll double check the rest.
I'm checking. Thank you, Dan.
That was just the last one.
Yeah, it was just the last one. Which is House Bill number 7058, an act concerning automated traffic enforcement safety devices.
I will vote yes today to get it out of committee, but I'll reserve my the right to vote differently on the floor. I have always been against these bills as it just infringes on everyone's privacy. So just want to put that on the record. Thanks so
Okay.
much.
Thank you. That's you're all set with that. That is the
All right.
one other vote. All right. Thank you. Oh, Senator Lopes, if you're still there, you're missing.
I'm back.
I think you only missed 2 according to my assistant clerk.
Assistant clerk's on his game or her game.
Senate Bill number 774, an act concerning the offering price of a motor vehicle by a car dealer.
I'm going to vote a very light green. Inside joke. It's when you're not green is you're for it, but light green is you're kind of for it. But yes, I'm a yes.
All right, that's a yes then. All right, cool. Let's see. Did you miss anything? What was
Yeah, I
it?
think it was number 8 or 9.
Number 9. All right, I'm just double checking just to make sure. Yes. House Bill number 7059, an act concerning Connecticut Rail.
Yes.
All right, and I think that
should do it.
is it. Yep, that should do it. Thank you.
Hey, Sam.
Representative Jacobson.
What's going on, man? How are you?
Not too bad.
Did you ever get home last night? Or did you pull it all-nighter, pal?
Not quite an all-nighter. I got home around 9 o'clock. Can you turn your camera on though? I do need to see you when you vote.
That's okay. Where do you live?
I live in Torrington.
Okay, it's not that. Hold on, let's see this camera on.
Yeah,
Forgive my
45
appearance.
minutes. Not too bad.
Forgive my appearance. You know my circumstances.
Yeah,
Um,
no worries.
Amy voted yes on everything, I'm assuming.
Yeah, yeah. I do think
Yeah.
I need to read everything to you, just to be safe. I'm gonna go through it.
Go for it.
All right, Senate Bill 774, an act concerning the offering price of a motor vehicle by a car dealer.
Yes.
Senate Bill 714, an act restoring service on the Shoreline East Rail Line.
Yes.
Senate Bill 1081, an act concerning an economic study on areas surrounding the Mohican Pequot Bridge.
Yes.
House Bill number 7057, an act concerning the installation of sound barriers by the Department of Transportation.
Yes.
We skipped number 5. We put that on hold, and then we went to number 6.
Was that the blood alcohol one?
That was the blood alcohol one, yeah.
Why was it held? Do we know? Was that anything put on the record or not?
I don't have a lot of information on that, why it was held.
This conversation is not on the record, right? This is private.
No, this is on YouTube Live. This is
All right,
part of
cool.
the committee hearing.
Hi, everybody watching. That's what I thought.
So we went to House Bill number 5240, an act requiring the placement of traffic cones around certain landscaping vehicles when parked on a public highway.
Yes.
House Bill number 6861, an act implementing the recommendations of Connecticut Airport Authority regarding unnamed aircraft or unmanned aircraft and the projection of a laser at an aircraft or the flight path of an aircraft.
Yes.
Senate Bill 1242, an act funding small harbor improvement projects.
Yes.
House Bill 759, an act concerning Connecticut Rail.
Yes.
House Bill number 5766, an act increasing the penalty for subsequent offenses of parking in front of a fire hydrant.
Yes.
And House Bill number 7058, an act concerning automated traffic enforcement and safety devices.
Yes.
All right, you are all set. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Sam. Have a good one.
You too.
You want me to call OLM now?
Hey, Sam.
Hi, Senator Martin. How are you?
Oh, it's not Sam.
Um,
Hey, Cameron. Oh, hey, Cameron. I called you Sam. Sorry.
no, I am Sam. Cameron was the old clerk.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
No, it's
So you
okay.
are Sam. So you're
I am Sam.
Sam Erickson. All right.
Yes.
You were giving all the thumbs up today.
Yeah. Yes, that was me. Okay. I have a few. Let me find a pen. I only missed a handful of votes. It wasn't too many. Senate Bill 714, an act restoring service on the Shoreline East rail line.
Yes.
Senate Bill 1081, an act concerning an economic study on the areas surrounding the Mohegan Pequot Bridge.
Yes.
House Bill 7057, an act concerning the installation of sound barriers by the Department of Transportation.
Yes.
And as you may know, Senate Bill 1376 was put on hold.
Yes. I'm aware of that. Yep.
And then we went to House Bill 5240, an act requiring the placement of traffic cones around certain landscaping vehicles when parked on a public highway.
What was the vote on that? Yes. Unanimous?
So far everybody's been in the affirmative.
Yes. Yes.
House Bill 6861, an act implementing the recommendations of the Connecticut Airport Authority regarding unmanned aircraft and the projection of
Everybody-
laser at an aircraft or flight path of an aircraft.
Everybody, yes on that?
Yeah, everybody's been a yes on that.
Yes.
All right, you were there for the next one. Next one. Next one. House Bill 7058, an act concerning automated traffic enforcement safety devices.
Yes.
All right, that is everything.
I think I was not in the room for the last vote.
That was the last vote, the automated enforcement safety devices.
Oh, no, 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 I'm a no on that. Sorry.
Oh, you were a no on that? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Your
Who
vote's
voted no? I think Anderson voted no.
Yeah, Rep. Anderson's the only other no vote.
Yeah, I'm a no vote.
Okay.
Great. Thank you. Bye,
you.
Sam. Hey, hi. Did you get that paperwork yet? From Gus?
Senator Martin, you're still on the Zoom. This is on YouTube.
Oh, sorry, Sam. Hang on, Roxanne. I'm trying to hang on, Roxanne. Sam, hang on. I don't understand how come I can't exit out here.
There should be an exit in the
Leave.
bottom right-hand corner.
Yeah.
give them
Senator
money.
Austin.
We do need to
Hey.
increase,
I have, I think, 4 bills to vote on.
Yes,
UNH has
that sounds about right. Let me,
okay, and something
find
else.
them.
Remember Bill said he talked to you? He sent me an email. He did. I do have his budget request. Okay. Increase. So we could do an appropriation for. You tell me what it is. Yeah, but I don't know.
House Bill,
Bill on it.
7059, an act concerning Connecticut Rail.
An act concerning what?
Connecticut Rail.
Yes.
Right, something. Well, okay, sure, go ahead. I mean, it doesn't matter.
House Bill 5766, an
Finding
act
it.
increasing the penalty for subsequent offenses of parking in front of a fire hydrant.
Yes.
We don't have any bills that we are.
And House Bill number 7058, an act concerning automated traffic enforcement safety devices.
Who, was that a bill that was voted on by everybody?
There were only 2 no votes, both by Republicans.
Okay, I'll vote yes.
Related
Okay.
expenses. We don't have to put a specific.
And that's it.
All right, thank you.
Funding.
Anytime.
Bye.
Funding to support, blah, 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 blah. I know.
Hi, Representative Hall. Sorry, I was taking another vote.
No worries, no worries. Let me just get on video here for you. There you go. Let me give you my votes.
Okay. Senate Bill 774, an act concerning the offering price of a motor vehicle by a car dealer.
That would be a no.
Senate Bill 714, an act restoring service on the Shoreline East Rail Line.
That's a yes.
Senate Bill 1081, an act concerning an economic study on areas surrounding the Mohican Pequot Bridge.
That's a yes.
House Bill number 5240, an act requiring the placement of traffic cones around certain landscaping vehicles when parked on a public highway.
That's a yes.
House Bill number 50, oh wait. Sorry, give me 1 second to just sort things out for a minute here.
I know we jumped to bill or two here.
Yes, happy for 714. I have you for 1081. I have you for 7057.
The next,
5240.
yeah, yep, okay.
I read 5240. Yeah, okay. I read it and didn't mark it, and my brain is I've got session brain, as you know.
That's okay. No worries.
Okay.
And I guess we passed on 1376. That one was held.
That bill was held, yeah.
Good. Okay.
House Bill 6861.
That's a yes.
Okay. An act implementing recommendations to Connecticut Airport Authority regarding unmanned aircraft and the projection of a laser at an aircraft or the flight path of an aircraft. Senate Bill 1242, an act funding small harbor improvement projects.
That's a yes.
House Bill 759, an act concerning Connecticut Rail.
That's a yes.
House Bill 5766, an act increasing the penalty for subsequent offenses of parking in front of a fire hydrant.
That's a yes.
And House Bill 7058, an act concerning automated traffic enforcement safety devices.
I'm a yes on that.
Okay. And that should be all your votes. Thank you very much.
Great. Thank you so much. Bye.
Have a good rest of your day.
You too.
Hi, Rep Hall. How are you?
Good and yourself?
Not too bad. All right. Senate Bill 774, an act concerning the offering price of a motor vehicle by a car dealer.
Yes.
Senate Bill 714, an act restoring service on the Shoreline East Rail Line.
Yes.
Senate Bill 1081, an act concerning an economic study on areas surrounding the Mohican Pequot Bridge.
Yes.
We held off on Senate Bill 1376, the blood alcohol bill. And then we went to House Bill number 5240, an act requiring the placement of traffic cones around certain landscaping vehicles when parked on a public highway.
Yes.
Um, Sorry, I asked you about the Mohican Pequot Bridge one. Did we do the sound barriers one?
No.
Okay. An act concerning the installation of sound barriers by the Department of Transportation.
Yes.
Okay. I lost my place. We did the traffic cones.
We did traffic
Okay,
cones.
all
Yes.
right. Sorry, it's been a really long.
So let me make it easy for you, unless I can say the 1376 was held, so we're not voting on that.
Yes.
And so I'm a yes on everything else.
Okay,
if that
I
makes
think I have
if
to
that
read
makes-
everything off just in case, but
Okay.
I'm gonna just do that real quick.
No
House
problem.
Bill 6861, an act implementing the recommendations of the Connecticut Airport Authority regarding unmanned aircraft and the projection of a laser at an aircraft or the flight path of an aircraft.
Yes.
All right. Senate Bill 1242, an act funding small harbor improvement projects.
Yes.
House Bill 7059, an act concerning Connecticut Rail.
Yes.
House Bill 5766, an act increasing the penalty for subsequent offenses of parking in front of a fire hydrant.
Yes.
House Bill 7058, an act concerning automated traffic enforcement safety devices.
Yes.
All right, that's everything. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Take care.
You too. Hi, Representative Reyes.
Hi, good afternoon. I missed a couple bills, guys.
Yes, let me look through and see what you're missing. Um, Senate Bill number 714, an act restoring service on the Shoreline East Rail Line.
Yes, in the affirmative.
Senate Bill 1081, an act concerning an economic study on the area surrounding the Mohican Pequot Bridge.
In the affirmative.
That one.
I think I missed 714.
Which one?
Senate Bill 714.
Yeah, I just did that one. That's the Shoreline East one.
Oh, okay. Then Senate Bill 1081.
1081, I've got you for, that's the Mohican Pequot Bridge.
Okay, so then I'm in the back.
Yeah, we're in the back. House Bill, I have the next one. House Bill 5766, an act increasing the penalty for subsequent offenses of parking in front of a fire hydrant.
In the affirmative.
And
those cars should be automatically towed instantly for being so.
And House Bill 7058, an act concerning automated traffic enforcement safety devices.
In the affirmative.
All right, I believe that is everything.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you for waiting for me to take the votes. Thank you, sir.
Anytime. Have a good rest of your day.
You too. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Hi, Rep Mara.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Okay. Senate Bill 774, an act concerning the offering price of a motor vehicle by a car dealer.
No.
Senate Bill 714, an act restoring service on the Shoreline East rail line.
Yes.
Senate Bill 1081, an act concerning an economic study on areas surrounding the Mohican Pequot Bridge.
Yes.
House Bill 7057, an act concerning the installation of sound barriers by the Department of Transportation.
Yes.
As you know, number 5, Senate Bill 1376 was held. House Bill 5240, an act requiring the placement of traffic cones around certain landscaping vehicles when parked on a public highway.
Yes.
House Bill 6861, an act implementing the recommendations of the Connecticut Airport Authority regarding unmanned aircraft and the projection of a laser at an aircraft or the flight path of an aircraft.
Yes.
Senate Bill 1242, an act funding small harbor improvement projects.
Yes.
House Bill 7059, an act concerning Connecticut Rail.
Yes.
House Bill 5766, an act increasing the penalty for subsequent offenses of parking in front of a fire hydrant.
Yes.
And House Bill 7058, an act concerning automated traffic enforcement safety devices.
Yes.
All right, you are all set. Those are all the votes.
Thank you so much.
Anytime. Hi, Senator Cabrera.
How are you guys?
Good, how are you?
I'm well. I missed some votes. I was hoping to take them.
Yes, let's do it. Senate Bill 774, an act concerning the offering price of a motor vehicle by a car dealer.
Yes.
Senate Bill 714, an act restoring service on the Shoreline East rail line.
Yes.
Senate Bill 1081, an act concerning an economic study on areas surrounding the Mohican Pequot Bridge.
Yes.
House Bill 7057, an act concerning the installation of sound barriers by the Department of Transportation.
Yes.
Senate Bill 1376 was held.
Yep.
House Bill 5240, an act requiring the placement of traffic cones around certain landscaping vehicles when parked on a public highway.
Yes.
House Bill 6861, an act implementing the recommendations of the Connecticut Airport Authority regarding unmanned aircraft and the projection of a laser at an aircraft or the flight path of an aircraft.
Yes.
Senate Bill 1242, an act funding small harbor improvement projects.
Yes.
House Bill 7059, an act concerning Connecticut Rail.
Yes.
House Bill 5766, an act increasing the penalty for subsequent offenses of parking in front of a fire hydrant.
It's a binary.
Yes.
It's a 1 or a 0.
And House Bill 7058, an act concerning automated traffic enforcement safety devices.
Yes.
All right, those are all the votes.
Thank
you so
you.
much.
Thanks.
Have a good day. Hi, Senator Needleman.
How are you? I'm a
Good, how are
yes.
you?
Good, Sam.
All right. So real quick, we've got Senate Bill 774, an act concerning the offering price of a motor vehicle by a car dealer.
I'm a yes with, hoping that some of the issues on some of these bills are worked out. I'm a yes on all of them that Democrats voted for.
Okay, I'm just gonna run them through real quick just for procedural sake.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Sure.
Senate Bill 714, an act restoring service on the Shoreline East Rail Line.
Yes.
Senate Bill 1081, an act concerning an economic study on areas surrounding the Mohican Pequot Bridge.
Yeah.
House Bill 7057, an act concerning the installation of sound barriers by the Department of Transportation.
Yes.
We held on item number 5. And then we went to House Bill number 5240, an act requiring the placement of traffic cones around certain landscaping vehicles when parked on a public highway.
Yes.
House Bill 6861, an act implementing the recommendations of the Connecticut Airport Authority regarding unmanned aircraft and the projection of a laser at an aircraft or the flight path of an aircraft.
Yes.
Senate Bill 1242, an act funding small harbor improvement projects.
Yes.
House Bill 7059, an act concerning Connecticut Rail.
Yes.
House Bill 5766, an act increasing the penalty for subsequent offenses of parking in front of a fire hydrant.
Yes.
And House Bill 7058, an act concerning automated traffic enforcement safety devices.
What does that one say? I mean, was that a yes vote by most people?
Yes, the only no votes were by Republicans.
Always have concerns about increasing the automated enforcement, but I'm going to vote yes with the committee and look forward to seeing final language.
Okay. That was the last bill on the agenda to vote on. You are all set. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sam. Take care.
You too.